Welcome to Valley Sports Talk Week 3 picks of the NFL season. We didn't do too hot last week. As we mentioned, Braden was unable to make it, and then we were all sort of in a shamble, but we're back together. We got the band back together for
Look
week
at us
3.
go. We're doing great. Last week, Braden and Noah tied for the lead. Both went 8 and 16 in their respective
Wow.
respective guesses.
50%, we'll take it.
And I went 7 for 16. So
Suck.
not hot weeks, and that's kind of showing in the total. Through 2 weeks, Noah is in first, 17 for 32, basically just over 50%. And
Pass.
me and Bray are tied for second, going
No way.
15 for 32. So we are both one pick under 50%. So
Damn.
as a podcast, we are under 50% prediction wise. So don't listen to anything we say, but we'll try and rebound. This week, I mean, the first 2 weeks, you don't really know what teams are, so it's kind of hard to tell. But I feel like this week there's a potential for a lot of points for us to be had, but we'll
hmm
see. Speaking of a kind of lopsided game here, on Thursday night, we start with the New York Giants traveling to San Fran to play the 49ers, who look unstoppable, in my opinion.
hmm
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned that last week that I don't think there's much standing in between the 49ers, between them and a Super Bowl. I think if everything goes right, I think that they're the team to beat this year. The Giants have looked pretty shitty, excuse my language, these past 2 weeks. Danny Dimes did have a better game this week, but I'm just I think the 49ers are 100% the best team in the league. So I will roll with them until they lose.
Yeah, I think I'll hop on with you too. As you said, like I'm kind of looking forward to this season with the 49ers, but they are definitely going to be pushing for a Super Bowl, that is for sure. The Giants, unfortunately, they probably won't have Saquon this week to play, so that kind of takes a hit on the offense. But Danny Dimes did look better in the last game, but still the Giants still need to kind of pull it up together, especially again a great offense and a great defense. So 49ers, Brandon.
Yeah, I'll do the clean sweep there. I mean, like you said, without Saquon, it's going to be tough to move the ball. The wide receivers haven't really proven anything yet, and I think the Giants are going to have a tough time putting up points against this defense, especially in San Francisco. Moving on to our Sunday games, we start off with two teams that are 1-1. We got the New Orleans Saints and the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, obviously I
Hmm.
watched the Packers game this week playing the Falcons, and the Packers led basically the whole way into that last drive. Atlanta's defense stopped them twice. Still not too impressed with the Saints team. I don't think they haven't really been able to move the ball other than Chris Olave. So I'll go Packers in this one. That being said, I don't want the Saints to win. So
Did
Yeah,
I think that you
yeah,
said the Saints are 1-1. I think the Saints are 2-0.
not
they
lose?
are.
Oh, I thought they lost to
No,
Carolina. That's my bad.
no,
No,
no, they
no,
won
that's my
by.
bad.
I think they won by one.
Yep, I don't know why I said that.
Yeah, good game there
Sorry.
last night. No, it's all good. I'm going. Excuse me. Green Bay also. The Saints, even though they've been looking all right this season, which I'm more surprised so far with their performance in the way that they're handling things down in New Orleans, but I just don't think that they have that, as Noah said, like that power to push on a decent offense, especially with Kamara still being off. And Chris Olave is really only their target. Michael Thomas has been targeted about like 9 times a game, but that's all that we're seeing from him right now. Whereas in Green Bay, you got Jordan Love, who's doing excellent actually as the starter for this year to replace Aaron Rodgers. And unfortunately, without Christian Watson too, it's kind of a big hit. But the defense has been doing well to keep the ball down. So Green Bay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, go ahead, Noah.
The
Go
Saints
ahead.
also don't have a running back right now.
Yeah, that's another tough one. Jamal Williams. We had a lot of big injuries this week as we get down to game.
Yeah,
Well, we will start to talk about them, but yeah, Jamal Williams is out. They don't really have anyone else there. They're Condre Miller's out. You still got one more suspension for Kamara
Right.
there. So it's looking a little tough. I'm obviously gonna go Packers being a Packers fan, but I do think they should win this game. Not to trash talk the Panthers in front of Braden, but the Panthers and the Titans don't have great defenses, and the Saints struggled to score. Um, this is the best defense the Saints will have played so far. So I feel like if
Still
Green
can't
Bay does
stop the
score,
run as we saw
no, fair
last
enough.
week.
But they don't
Sorry.
have to stop the run. There's no one to stop.
That's fair.
Um,
Good point.
I feel like if the Packers score 20 points, they should win this football game. And it's Green Bay's home opener, so the fans are going to be buzzing. Next we have the Buffalo Bills and the Washington Commanders.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
I think
go ahead, Bray.
okay, go ahead. No, okay. I just thought I'd take over, just try to go for once.
Oh,
So to watch what Josh Allen did from week 1 to week 2 was a big step because he was doing Josh Allen things, but he's not doing Josh Allen things. If you kind of catch my drift on what I'm saying here, but also at a point too, they were moving the ball really well, that I did not see in week 1, especially against a good Jets defense, and they were pushing the Raiders over, um, like it was nothing. So with the Commanders, it's kind of I think it's going to be a pretty significant loss for them, and I'm just calling right now. I'm going Bills. Noah, Bren.
No, I'll take it so that Noah could talk last for once. I'm
fine.
also going to go Bills. I do think they had a very big game. I know it was against a Raiders team that's not very good, but a lot of people had a lot of questions following week 1. Is this their drop off? And they played a statement game. I do want to give a little bit of shout out to the Commanders as they are 2-0, and they had a big comeback against the Broncos last week in Broncos country. So they are, and I think Sam Howell's playing a lot better than people have expected. So this team, the offense is clicking. So it could be a pretty high scoring game. But I do think the Bills will edge this out, but I don't think it'll be lopsided like Braden does.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually go the other way. I'm gonna go Washington.
Okay.
I'm just their defense is really good, and I think a lot of people will look past that. They probably have the best defensive line, in my opinion, in the league. With Chase Young, Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, Montez Sweat. They got guys that'll get after it. And I think the Bills' O line has been a bit of the reason that Josh Allen had a lot of turnovers that first game. We saw the good Jets D line put pressure on Josh Allen, which made it make a bunch of bad turnovers. I think if the Commanders do that, I think that they'll be able to win this game. So I'm gonna go Washington in this one.
Mark Noah's
Damn.
words. The Commanders will be 3-0. Next we have two teams that are both 0-2, kind of surprising. Wouldn't have guessed that going into week 3, but we have the LA Chargers traveling to Minnesota to play the Vikings.
Hmm.
Be
I don't
0-3.
know. I don't know about this one. This is one that I think it'll be worth watching. That's for sure. It's gonna be close. Like I can't. Well, maybe it won't be, but at the end of the day, if I had to pick the one, I might say that the Vikings might take this one. Just got that. I think I just got that feeling.
Bray's got a feeling.
It's got the feeling. I like a good underdog story. Like how the Seahawks screwed me over in my betting. I almost won 3 grand and they screwed me. They screwed me hard. Thanks, Detroit.
Did the
Um,
Seahawks screw you, or did Jared Goff screw you throwing that interception?
Jared Goff screwed me throwing that interception.
yeah, I'm gonna go LA.
Yeah.
They are, I don't know. Me and Brandon mentioned it last podcast, but they can't seem to win those big, tight, close games. And they've been in 3 tight games for every single so far this season. I don't think Minnie's a 0-2 team. I think they could easily be 2-0. I think they easily could be 1-1. But they are 2-0. No, but I don't know. It's a weird sort of feeling, but I think the Chargers edge them out, unfortunately. And Minnie, I think will drop to 0-3, which is weird to say.
Yeah, it's a tough one because either way you go, you're saying a good team's going to be 0-3, but I mean that's the way of football. I'm also going to go Chargers. I think it's going to be a close game
Standing
considering it's
alone.
in Minnesota. Bray is standing alone. Um, I don't know I don't know. Like the Chargers, Justin Herbert, the offense has been pretty good. Um, they just like Noah said, they can't get that one drive. Um, maybe it's time they do. Maybe Kirk throws a bad interception or something. I just like Braden said about the Vikings. I got a weird feeling the Chargers get on the board here. Um, Next we have the Atlanta Falcons and the Detroit Lions. Take it away, Noah. Tell us, why is Atlanta
Yeah, I
beating?
mean,
Tell me
obviously
what you know.
I'm very happy right now with the way it is. Alliance 2-0. The last time they started a season 2-0 was the year that they went to Super Bowl, and obviously we all know how that went. I've been really impressed with the defense. I think the defense has been the reason they've won these games. That and Bijan has been exactly as advertised. But I think they're really going to get their first test. No offense to Brand's Packers, but I think Detroit's just a step above the two teams they played. And no offense to Bray's terrible Carolina Panthers, but I think Detroit's the
I'm just
biggest
getting
obviously
shit on.
threat they've seen. But I'm gonna stay true, and I'm gonna go Atlanta.
Brian, I'll let you go. I really don't know how to answer this one. I thought about it all. I thought about it on the way home, and I was just like, I don't know what to think about this.
Okay, well, I'll split you down the middle. I got the Lions. I think Noah does make good points, and he is chirping both our teams, but he's not wrong. This is the best offense the Atlanta Falcons will face by far so far this season. Noah was right. The defense has looked good, but again, this Lions offense is totally different than Green Bay and Carolina. In saying that, I still think it should be a pretty close game. It is in Ford Stadium, and those Detroit fans are loud because they finally have something to cheer for. Personally, I think the Lions should be 2-0. I think that touchdown probably should have been called back from a hold. I don't know if you
I
guys saw
agree.
that
Totally agree.
or
100%
not.
agree.
Yes, that was a pretty big missed call. Yeah, the Lions are playing good, and I mean, so are the Falcons, obviously, but I think the Lions edge out a close game here.
Oh, well, obviously I got to pick one of them here. Um,
That's how it goes.
That's
is
usually
that
how it
is that
works.
is that how it goes? You know what?
Yeah,
Let me finish. So I'm gonna go with the Detroit Lions. Even though
That was
that
funny.
they unfortunately had to take the loss there last week, even though they played really hard. I think that they're gonna come back here and really put an impact on these Atlanta Falcons. So screw you, Noah.
fair enough. Next we got the Tennessee Titans
Shitting on my
and the
Panthers.
Cleveland Browns. I'll just keep her going. I'm going for the upset here. I think Tennessee gets on the board. Well, I guess they're already on the board because they won last week against the Chargers, and I think they ride that big win against the Chargers into Cleveland, especially because Chubb is hurt. He's out for the year. I don't know if you guys saw the video. It looked disgusting.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I don't think you're
by the
like
time,
supposed to bend
yeah,
like that.
we're recording Tuesday night. His extent to his injury has not come out yet, but it is season ending.
Mhm.
Just don't know what the tear is. I'm assuming ACL, MCL, probably all the above. Um,
Yells.
yeah, something else. I did hear rumors, Kareem Hunt to the Browns, which makes a lot of sense. He's been there
Back
last
to the
couple of
Browns.
years. Um, he's been there last couple of years. He knows the system, so I think he will sign there. Just hasn't yet. But yeah, the Titans played a really good game. The Browns did not. I think that continues into this week, and I'll have the Titans upsetting the Browns.
Hmm. You know what? I think I'm gonna agree with you on that too. Um, as we I'll preach to the choir again. Chubb hurt, knee, ooh, bad. You know, out for the season, unfortunately, which is a huge loss on Cleveland's offense. And until they can, because I know Jerome Ford will be playing for them on Sunday, I don't think that it's gonna make that big of an impact. Watson had a rough game there last night too, which I think will probably maybe drift over this side of the game. But Tennessee, even though they did win in overtime, they came back with a big win next week. So last week, sorry. Titans for the win.
I had no idea where you're going with that, to be dead honest, but
I
meant to
know,
be.
I didn't know either. I kind of lost my
Um,
train of thought there halfway
yeah,
through.
unfortunately, Chubb is hurt. Hurts my fantasy team. Obviously, don't really care about fantasy. I'd rather see, one of the top five running backs in the league playing. Um, but that being said, I think Deshaun Watson's been pretty brutal this year. To
He's
be
been terrible.
honest,
Yeah.
he's getting paid 260 million guaranteed, which is looking like a really brutal contract. And honestly, I'm gonna take the better quarterback in this matchup, and I'm gonna take Ryan Tannehill in the Tennessee Titans.
Can I give you guys his stats real quick and
I would
just
love to hear
let
them.
those linger? In
No.
2 games this year, he has 38 for 69
Nice.
or 389 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and a 69.1 QBR.
Again, nice. But yeah.
Not great. Um,
Yeah.
not great at all. We'll see if he can pick that up.
Not gonna
Next,
do it.
we
I don't
have
think so.
No, we have the Houston Texans versus the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I'm gonna jump in here. Texans, they're the Texans. What are you gonna do? They got beat up on by the Colts, and I don't think the Colts are all that good. But that being said, I haven't really been, still haven't been too impressed with Jackson. I don't think they've sort of got it firing on all cylinders yet. Maybe this is one of those games where they can sort of get back to it playing a crappy team in the Texans. So, I'm gonna go Jacksonville.
Yeah, I'm also going Jacksonville. I actually had them betting last week to beat KC. Just with the way things have been looking for them this year. It's been absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, yes, they did have to lose there last week. But again, the Texans are the Texans, and we won't see probably good production out of them for a few years. Unfortunately, that's just the train they're gonna ride. So we're gonna go. I'm going Jacksonville for the win on this week.
I'm also going Jags, obviously. I think that's pretty expected. I do want to throw a little bit of love Houston's way just because you see a lot of these bad teams and they draft high quarterbacks, and the quarterbacks just don't look great because they're on bad teams. You got Zach Wilson. Who knows what happens if he's on a good team? He is now, but at the beginning, like Baker Mayfield's starting to turn it around. Um, Bryce Young hasn't looked the greatest, but CJ Stroud, he's one of four quarterbacks in the league right now, has thrown for more than 600 yards. He hasn't thrown an interception yet this year. He's looked pretty good. So good for him. But I think Jags win this one pretty easily. Next, we got the Patriots traveling to New York to face the Jets. Keep going, I guess. I think the Patriots get their first win of the season. Obviously, the Jets looked abysmal against the Cowboys last week. They couldn't get anything on offense going. The defense did not look great. I just think again, not having Aaron Rodgers is huge for that offense. I think the Patriots finally get on the board with a win here this week.
Yeah, I'll agree. The Jets didn't look too good against the Cowboys. I think that they will be a better team than what they produced, but I agree. I think the Patriots just got unlucky. I think they've played two pretty solid games, especially week one. I think they've gotten unlucky with some unfortunate bounces. So I will join you, Brandon, and go with the Pats.
You know what, guys? I'll say my piece about this. I'm gonna start with the Pats first because I really think that they have a chance to punch through the door and get a win in their division, which is good. But what I hate to see is that the Jets that were going to be projected to be such a good team this year, even to win the AFC, to win the Super Bowl, that it's not just like losing Rodgers is like obviously it's a lot of offense, but it hits a little hard at home, which is where I think is where they're slacking because of that fact that it hurts them a little too much because of their chances to win for this season. But definitely going to go with the Pats just for a little bit more of a stable offense right now, and their defense has been looking it's been looking good.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate, like you say. Next we got the Broncos and the Dolphins. I won't spend too much time on it. I think we're all going to agree here. I'm going Miami. They've looked like the best offense in the league so far, in my opinion. And the Broncos, once again, have looked abysmal.
Tough luck, but yeah, I'm going Dolphins. I'm all in on them. They've changed my
Yeah,
mind.
yeah, and I'm saying the same thing too. But let's go Broncos country. Let's ride.
Broncos country is not riding. Our
It
last 1 o'clock
never
game,
gets old.
our last 1 o'clock game is the Indianapolis Colts and the Baltimore Ravens.
I honestly would debate this one if Anthony Richardson is
Me
playing.
too.
I don't know on this day if he's playing. I've been really impressed with the way the Colts have sort of been able to use Anthony Richardson. Um, but with that being said, like I said, I don't know if he's going to play due to concussion. So I will go Ravens.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
still just quickly, there is no news
No
yet on
update, eh?
any indication.
I know. I'm really scared, to be honest. I need him, but
Gardner Minshew
yeah,
looked all right.
no, it's
Gardner.
good. It just don't have him. But I'm also going Baltimore for well the reasons we already talked about him.
Yeah, I like the Ravens too. Another offense that has been clicking.
Zay
Big winning.
Flowers is great.
Yeah, Zay Flowers looks really good. Um,
Hmm.
moving on to our 4 o'clock game, Bray. We got the Carolina Panthers against the team that killed your parlay, the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, they're gonna have to kill my team because I'm going with the Seahawks.
No faith, Bray. Hey, no
No faith,
faith.
yeah.
No,
I'm
it's not.
sorry,
It's not.
Bright. I'm sorry,
What?
but it has not looked too good for. I mean, they looked a bit better last week or last night.
Yeah.
But it still doesn't look too hot for them. So yeah, I'll go Seahawks as well.
Yeah, I'm also gonna go Seahawks. The Panthers didn't have much life
All right,
yesterday.
we all pick Seahawks. Panthers confirmed winning.
Yep, probably. Most likely. We have been wrong most of the time. So here you
Don't
go.
listen to us.
Yeah, a lot of dogs won this weekend.
Tied for the biggest spread this week, we have the Dallas Cowboys traveling to Arizona to face the Cardinals.
Yeah, don't think too hard about this one. Dallas looks legit.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think Dax figured it out.
Is it about
Dax,
time?
I think it's about time.
you
It's
think
about
it's time? It's not time.
About time.
America's team. Everyone's favorite team is
If
here
they
to
win it, if they win a Super Bowl, Dallas is gonna burn to the ground.
So we're going back to back biggest spreads of the week. We go from that game to this game. We have the Chicago Bears traveling to Kansas City.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm honestly I'm not too impressed with KC. They looked even with Kelsey back last week, they did struggle a bit against the Jags. It was a pretty boring game. I thought it would be one of the better games last week, but it was actually kind of crappy. Um, with that being said, Justin Fields looks like he's taken a step back. He looks like he's regressed. We thought he was gonna get better. That was not the case. So I will go KC.
yeah, I'm gonna go with KC too. Fields. Try to watch Fields throw the ball, and it's like nothing. It's pretty like I'm not saying that in a bad way because maybe it will get better, but for right now he cannot throw a ball, save his life.
Yeah, I don't know if this is bold, but I'm gonna go KC, but I would love to take the Bears plus 12.5. I think Justin Fields finally turns it around. It's about time. I think this is a high scoring close game because like Noah said, the Chiefs have not looked great so far, and I feel like the Bears could put up some points. Um, our Sunday night game, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers who edged out a big win as of our recording last night against the Raiders, who could not do anything against the Bills.
Raiders. They played the Browns last night.
The Raiders, what?
You said the Steelers.
Yeah, so the Steelers who
Said the
squeaked.
Steelers beat the Raiders last night.
Oh, the
Mi-
Steelers squeaked out a win, and the Raiders couldn't get anything going
Okay,
against the
there you
Bills.
go. There you go. You said that the Steelers beat the Raiders last night.
My
The
bad.
Steelers play
Hey,
the Raiders Sunday night.
yes, they do.
Okay. Yeah, the Raiders don't. I don't know. I don't know what to think about them. They just had. I don't know. I'm not gonna think too much, but I don't know. This game gets even.
The
Game,
Raiders are 2.5 point favorites.
I'm gonna go with the Steelers because I like me a dog.
Okay.
It's a dog pick. Wow. Okay. I think I'm going with actually I'm going with the Raiders too.
The Raiders too. You mean the Raiders by yourself?
I went with the Steelers, Bray.
I went with the Steelers. Oh my God, man, I'm tired.
Hey, if you think the Raiders, go Raiders. Don't let no influence your
No, no,
pick.
no, no. No. I'm not changing my pick. I just thought Noah was with me.
No. I don't understand. Not that I hate Braden's pick. I don't understand how the Raiders are favorites in this game. They haven't really looked good. I know the Steelers haven't either, but I feel like the Steelers just have a better overall roster everywhere. And
Mhm.
I mean, I guess hometown has its thing there, but I think
Yeah.
the Steelers win this game pretty easily, in my opinion. I don't know where the points. Vegas knows more than me though, so we'll see. Um,
I,
again, 2 weeks in a row here, we have two Monday night games.
Ooh,
Uh, our first Monday night game is the Eagles and the Buccaneers, two undefeated teams.
yeah. I mean, I'm still. They proved me wrong last week. I'm still not convinced about the Bucks. I think Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are great. Rashad White had a good game, which is
really good
one of the
game.
reasons that Bray won. But the Eagles are just a better team. The Bucks might be 2-0, but I don't think that really is all that. So yeah, give me the Eags.
Yeah, Eagles too. That old line is looking really good. Like what was the stat? DeAndre Swift had 133 yards rushing
173.
100, yeah, before he even got touched, which is
Yeah,
wild to see. So, yeah, just for that reason, and they got some pretty good guys on the outside. Definitely Eagles on this one.
You know what? I am gonna go Eagles, but I do want to kind of throw a little bit of shout out to Baker. We've thrown a lot of hate his way in his career, but he was on bad teams. I feel like he was just trying to do a little bit too much, being that high of a draft pick. Everyone's watching him. He's got not the greatest teams to deal with, but Tampa Bay, he's got a decent running back. He's got good receivers. The defense there is pretty good too. He doesn't have to do too much, you know. He just has to not make mistakes. And through 2 weeks, he hasn't thrown a pick. And I feel like if he can just be steady, this team could definitely push for the division. In saying that, I am still going Eagles. Our last game of the week, we have the LA Rams, who actually had a good fight with San Fran against the Bengals, who still can't get it going.
Bengals can't get it going. They're gonna get it going this week.
You think so? It is in Cincy. Maybe the fans can wake them up.
It can't get any worse. I'll say that much.
I don't think so. I'm going Rams.
Braves going Rams. I love it.
Why?
So I can break the tie since he's breaking the streak. It's about damn time.
Yes.
It's about damn time.
I just
Yeah,
like to take some bold picks, so
Great.
I'd be a bold pick on this one just because Joe Burrow's fucked me over 2 weeks in a row.
Fair
So
enough. And you know
I
what?
threw in Brock Purdy this week.
There's upsets every single week, and you're just trying to pick the right ones.
Fair enough.
Yeah, well, and
Well,
also, oh, never mind.
no, go ahead. No, you got a
I was
minute.
gonna say, I thought that Burrow had a quad injury or something,
He
or
does.
a calf injury.
It sounds like he'll be all right.
I think he's gonna play. But with that
Yeah.
being said, we're gonna wrap it up for our week 3 picks. If you like, subscribe, to never miss a podcast and weekly picks. And me and Brandon will be back on your screen Saturday.
See ya.